ahead and dive in on how you can become the local authority agent through digital farming. All right, so what is digital farming? Okay, we know what traditional farming is, and it's kind of the same way, but as Russell and I were all talking about earlier, digital marketing is a huge part of our business, a huge part of our marketing plan. Remember, your digital ecosystem. We as realtors don't necessarily have a physical location. Yes, we hang our license with the broker. Absolutely. They have an office, we hang there. But it's not like we're a retail business where people are going to walk in, or Starbucks or something like that. Our store or stores is on the internet. So remember, Facebook is one location. Your Google business profile is a location. Your website is a location. The more locations you have, the better chance that more of your ideal audience is going to walk into your ecosystem, right? And then when you're, creating content, valuable content, like during the buying process, selling process, local events, hiking, why people should move there, why home warranty is important, reasons that you need to know before you move here, things you need to know before you sell your home here, right? Those are all different valuable things. We're going to talk about ebooks, e-guides, all that kind of stuff, so that you can stand out as the authority agent. But digital real estate farming describes a process of developing a specific set of prospects over time through highly personalized digital marketing outreach tactics. So it's not just the Facebook ads that I'm going to be talking about. It's your email marketing, right? We can generate as many leads as we want, but what is your follow-up to that pool of leads that you just generated? You're just going to sit there, or are you going to continue to provide them with valuable content, guides, things like that, as you get them through the funnel? These prospects can be segmented and marketed based on shared attributes like where they live or type of property they own. Again, you're going to go through and develop or strategize on what area you actually want to farm digitally. Is it the subdivision you live in? Is it the zip code? Is it the city, right? You can get really micro, or you can kind of expand it out a little bit more. I would definitely suggest micro initially, so that your financials are well spent, right? In the right direction. Your digital farming strategy. Digital real estate farming is truly the best way to reach prospects where they spend the bulk of their time. We know where that is, right? We're all online. We're online right now. And where they usually begin their real estate journey. We know that over 90%, I think it's like 94% now, of home buyers and sellers start online, right? That's where they go for their research. Whether it's they're starting to look for homes or starting to look for ideas, whatever it may be, they are starting online, and most times on this beautiful device that pretty much owns our life. But digital farming, right? You're getting in front of them consistently over time with valuable information, as opposed to sending a postcard and fighting the noise of that mail, right? Getting put in with that dentist postcard, whatever it may be. All right, I'm going to make sure everyone is muted here. If you are not muted, could you mute just to make sure we're all good? I forgot to put that in the beginning. All right. In most cases, real estate farms are created by defining groups of prospects that are segmented either geographically or demographically, whether traditionally or digitally. Okay, so for us, on what we can actually target on, geographically is going to be the most important. Okay, so if you want to focus on generating more listings, you can start farming digitally by running these different ads, being in Facebook groups, blog articles, your Google business profile, right? Are you putting content on your Google business profile? That all has to go into your digital strategy, especially if you're choosing to pay and do digital farming. Because the more people that you start to attract, they want more information, valuable information, not just here's a market update, right? Market update. No, give them some intriguing and create curiosity through talking even about paint colors for 2024, right? So you're creating these pieces of content. We're going to talk more about ebooks and little guides and stuff like that. But you're creating these, and you're putting it out there, and maybe you're paying for these ads to show up in Costa Mesa or Laguna, right? Each month, maybe you're switching up the ad or piece of content that you're putting out. And 1 month, December, you're talking about preparing, whether not really winter in SoCal, right? But maybe things like color palettes for 2024. And that's running for a while, right? We're building your brand awareness. We're building your trust. We're building your authority. And ultimately, we're just being consistent and being in front of those people more often. So let's say that I'm running an ad for Costa Mesa or Russell's running an ad for Costa Mesa, and I'm a homeowner there, and I keep seeing, as I'm scrolling on Instagram or Facebook, I keep seeing a quick one-page guide that Russell created as I'm scrolling to download or to take a look at for the color palette for 2024, or 7 ways to get more money or to sell for more money in 2024. 7 things you need to know before selling your home in 2024, right? Different kind of catchy headlines, but they're valuable. So when they download that one pager that you created yourself in Canva or went to Fiverr and had designed for you for $15, and now you have a little ebook or an e-guide, and they're talking about the color palettes, and then the next month they're talking about ways to sell or local businesses that are moving here or staging, whatever it may be, right? So over time, they consistently see you and your information of value that you're providing, and you're automatically going to be building that trust and authority. If anyone's ever been on that's on the call has ever seen Krista Mashore, she's in California. She's written a book. She does a 3-day boot camp for digital marketing. But if you recognize her name or her branding, she is constantly in our feed. If you're a real estate agent, you most likely have seen her constantly in our feed. And that is how she captures so much agents, and in our case, it would be buyers or sellers, into that ecosystem, right? Because she's constantly providing value, constantly providing new information, and getting it in front of those in that ideal audience. Okay, so when we talk about ideal audience, we're really talking about geographic location. So if I wanted me here in Phoenix target Gilbert, Arizona, then that's who I would target there and create content based locally for them, right? It's not going to be a catch-all or a topic that's global. It's going to be very specific to them so that they feel like it's personalized. Your goal with digital farming, you want to show up consistently and often in front of your desired audience. Provide value first by offering things like education, items of value. And the more value you give, the more times your prospects see you will give rise to your local authority, right? Just like, if you go and to a store and you sign up for their emails, or you online and you got a discount by giving them your email, and now you're getting emails nearly probably every day or multiple times a week or whatever it may be, right? They're building that authority, and then they're going to send you additional emails or content that would be relevant to what you were looking for. Okay, so the goal is you to give more value and to show up in front of your prospects more often, and that's going to elevate you. Even if you're a new agent on the call, just by doing this, the perception is going to be that you are a top local agent. The perception is going to be that you understand the local market there. And the fact that you're providing value, okay, we always have to provide value first. We can't go in super salesy, okay? We're all consumers. We've all been down that road. It's a huge turnoff. It does work in certain instances, but right, value first. You want to provide that value first. Over time, prospects are going to begin to recognize and respond to your specific tailored messaging. Just like your goal in traditional farming of sending a postcard or a newsletter or door hangers or whatever it may be, over time, they're going to begin to recognize you, right? They're going to be like, oh, yes, Deborah was the agent that provided me the things I needed to prepare my home to sell in 2024's market, right? Things I need to know. Sellers should even know about the struggle buyers are feeling with interest rates, loans, mortgages, right? Because in turn, your seller's probably going to have that pain point if they need to sell, right? Or they're debating to sell. Okay, maybe you're offering some solutions in there. You know, if you sell, you could, whatever it is, right? Whatever buy program you're going to go into. But in that content that you're sending them needs to give them value and offer solutions to pain points that we are seeing in the marketplace. Facebook and Instagram ads are the easiest and quickest way to start showing up consistently and often in front of your ideal audience. Okay, there's several other platforms, right? We know video content is huge. Video content is huge. 51% of home buyers choose YouTube as their #1 research platform. YouTube is a search engine. Social media platforms are a search engine. People are going there. But Facebook and Instagram ads are the easiest way and quickest to start running these quickly. And that's why I wanted to put that link in there with the video so that you guys can take advantage of that as well. So why go digital when farming? Well, digital farming can be more cost effective. Okay, so let's say I'll be conservative that you're going to send out a bulk amount of postcards for $50, right? And we know that we have to do that consistently over time. And in addition to that, we know that on that postcard, the copy has to be so intriguing that it catches the receiver's eyes. Okay, so you got to make sure, you know, if you're spending money on that traditional physical farming, that your messaging is very eye-catching. But digital farming can be a lot more cost effective. So instead, if I took that $50 and that I sent to get in front of 50, you know, 50 home or 100 homes or 500 homes or whatever it may be, I can take that $50 and run Facebook ads or Instagram ads and get in front of thousands. My reach can be thousands with that. Okay, so again, digital farming can allow you to reach a greater audience of your ideal audience without the physical part of it. So you will get more reach when farming digitally. Almost always you can reach a larger amount of people. And it's a more effective way to build and provide value, right? You're building that authority. Because again, maybe 1 month your strategy is to run an e-guide or an ebook on the selling process, right? Your selling guide, or maybe it's a little piece of your listing presentation, or just things that they need to know before selling. Preparing your home to sell. Maintenance tips, right? Do not ignore, do not go down the path of deferred maintenance. Here's what you should be doing today to ensure that your home is in the condition it needs to be to sell for top dollar, right? Those different guides in there. A little bit about geographic farming. Geographic farming is the exact opposite of a shotgun approach, right? We're not just blasting it out to a huge pool of people. We're getting more specific on that local market that we actually want to work with, our ideal audience. Instead of trying to appeal to any and all homeowners across a large territory, geographic farming relies on proven process of restricting sales and marketing efforts to a defined area. Again, maybe you live in a certain subdivision or a certain zip code or city, and that's where you start the digital farming. Digital farming just isn't ads, right? And the reason that we talk about ads in digital farming is because although organic posts work, especially if you start creating Facebook groups and go down that path, those still work. However, you want to be in front of more of that audience. And that's where those ads are going to come into hand. Okay, because our organic posts are really going to reach those who follow us, especially on Facebook. Now, if you're on Instagram or other platforms, of course, the algorithm can push that out. And especially on YouTube and YouTube Shorts, that algorithm will push that out to your ideal audience. But the targeted ads are where we find gold and consistently can get in front of those people. Different types of geographic farming, again, based on zip code, perhaps, neighborhood, subdivision, different sections of a town that you may live in. The other thing with digital geographic farming is you can have a couple going at the same time. So if you wanted to run some digital farms ads in, you know, 1 zip code or 2 zip codes, you really have the ability to do that easily and more cost effective than that traditional postcard farming.
Are you trying to decide if you want to make your move this year or if you should wait until January? Every year I help sellers make this call. Based on my experience, here are 3 reasons you still want to consider selling before the holidays. First, getting in a jump start on selling can put you 1 step ahead of another
James, is that you?
Sorry.
You're good. Did everybody take notes of that? That actually sounded great, right? So ideas for digital farming. Okay, we really have talked today. We're talking a lot about those targeted social media ads or through Meta, right? So could be Facebook ads, Instagram ads, LinkedIn ads. LinkedIn is still the most underutilized platform for real estate. You can capture your targeted audience, maybe VA loans based on certain zip code, employer, maybe somebody, a new business is moving into your area and they're gonna have a lot of employees moving in or whatever, and you can target everyone that works on that company based on that geographic location. YouTube ads, okay, I cannot talk more about video content because that is how we are consuming it at an alarming, substantial rate on video content. You know, even if you're on things like TikTok or, you know, you're one of those agents that are leveraging that. Again, all these different platforms are part of your digital farming. It's all part of your digital ecosystem. So you really should go back to your online presence audit, right? How many platforms are you on? And are they fully optimized? So that when you start running these ads, you start digital farming, that all your information is up to date, you look active. Okay, we're gonna talk about perception. You look active and you have valuable content up there. Okay, but social media ads or targeted ads online are a cost-effective way for you to get in front of that ideal audience. Now, there's even Google pay-per-click ads, a lot more expensive, still very, very effective, very good leads, just more expensive. So that's why I would start with those social media platforms. Even if you started a Facebook group, so you see over here on the right, Facebook groups, these are underutilized. And these are actually highly promoted on Facebook. So when you make an organic post on your social media platform, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, your reach is 2 to 4%. 2 to 4%, very small. Okay. So that's why when you post something, you get a couple likes or a little bit of engagement. Don't feel discouraged. It's not you, it's the algorithm. Okay. But Facebook groups are a little bit different. And I would almost recommend you have a Facebook group as your business page as opposed to your traditional business page. Now, you have to have a Facebook business page in order to run these targeted ads, but I would recommend that you maybe change your mindset and just leverage that for your Facebook ads account and maybe start going down the path of a Facebook group where you start inviting those who live locally in that area to join that group, and you're consistently providing new content in there for that specific area. So maybe it's Costa Mesa Living or Everything Costa Mesa or Laguna Lifestyle or whatever it may be. And the reason Facebook ads are an important piece of it that you could leverage is because that 2 to 4% goes to 99% engagement, meaning that anything you post in that group, 99% of the time, anyone in that group is going to see that post, as opposed to you just posting it on your business page or your personal Facebook page. 2 to 4% are actually going to see that. 2 to 4% actually going to see that, right? It's not the good old days when it was chronological order, right? We all loved that. Okay, but 2 to 4%. That's why Facebook groups are a powerful tool for that digital farming. Now, how can you get a Facebook group, you know, bulked up and grow? Well, maybe you're coupling it with some traditional farming. Maybe on your flyers or door hangers, or when you're at an open house, right? You're creating a QR code for that Facebook group, and you're constantly inviting those local people, those local homeowners or buyers that are looking in that area to go and join that group. Okay, so just know Facebook groups are a powerful way for you to stay in front of your ideal people without getting, you know, in the mush of the algorithm. Ebooks. Ebooks have become incredibly powerful. We've all seen these running ads on Facebook or wherever it is, right? Download. A lot of them are free. It's an easy way for you to capture more email addresses, names, especially those that are in that geographic area that you actually want to work with. So ebooks can be anything, from the buying process, escrow, selling process, X amount of things you need to know before you sell, X amount of things you need to know before you buy. It could be checklist, moving checklist, right? Same with e-guides. E-guide, it could be a one-pager, right? These things don't need to be super long. It's just a piece of value that you are offering in exchange for their information. But you're giving them value, right? As opposed to, we've all had our real estate websites, and sometimes, after they see an X amount of homes, say I click on 3 homes and that box pops up and I have to complete that in order to continue looking, right? It's a little harsh. People kind of just click out of that and they go on to the next a lot of times. But ebooks are a great way to get your information and your value proposition in front of your ideal audience much quicker and a lot more people. Email marketing is still very important in today's digital marketing strategies. Be strategic. Again, don't just think market updates, right? You are the hub of everything related to your local market. We're talking economy. We're talking job growth. We're talking new businesses moving in, local business spotlights, things to do, entertainment, hiking, beaches, parks, schools, maybe an e-guide or an e-book on schools. Here's everything you need to know about the schools, the ratings, whatever it may be. And it could just be an e-guide, a one-pager that talks about, has a QR code or a link to click here to view the school information. And it goes to greatschools.org, specifically to your market, right? Schools are super important for home buyers and sellers. Local content, right? You always want to make sure when you're farming digitally that is local content so that it feels personalized. So for instance, when we did our Facebook ads class, we talked about taking a screenshot of a map with little pins on all the last cells in that specific zip code or area. So when someone's scrolling, it stops the scroll and they're like, oh yeah, that's where I live, right? I want to know more information. What's this content about? Because it pertains to me. It affects my home value. And that's the beauty in targeted social media ads. Don't be afraid to be lengthy in the content, the copy, right? The caption. Don't be afraid to be generous there, okay? So people can read more. Especially for your organic post, keywords are important. So we talk about ranking higher. Those keywords are super important. The more content you're talking about, geographic location, housing, whatever it may be, the better you're going to rank higher. But you want to make sure all the content that you are producing is specifically local to your market. We talk a little bit about relocation guides. Huge. They don't have to be super long, but those are a great way for those that are thinking about moving to your area. Those are also awesome for on LinkedIn, like we talked about, and you're reaching out to other agents in feeder markets, right? Markets that our clients are selling and moving to your market. So for instance, Phoenix, California is a feeder market, right? You guys are having clients sell there and move to Phoenix or Las Vegas, wherever it may be. It would be a great idea if I was an agent here and reaching out to you guys and giving you relocation guides or reasons why people should invest in real estate in Phoenix, right? Activities, again, we talked about things to do locally, parks, events, different entertainment that's happening. Another great one is local law changes. Be the first to talk about, if there's any real estate law changes that are affecting homeowners, property taxes, right? Maybe you create a little ad or a post that you're farming digitally that talks about when taxes are due, how taxes work, property taxes, or again, any laws that may affect homeowners in that sense. The local economy, right? What does that look like? Numbers, data, job growth, all that kind of stuff. And of course, market updates, right? Those are still very valuable. I just want you guys to think outside of the box, and the way that you can build your authority in your local market is to consistently be providing more information about that local market, not just market updates, right? People want to learn more. The more that you're showing up the more on their feed or wherever they're at digitally in your digital ecosystem, the higher you are going to be pushed up as the local authority agent in that area. Others, testimonials, right? Let's not forget about those. Testimonials will be able to, position you for trust. 84% of consumers trust testimonials as if they was a personal referral. So say James referred somebody to me, right? That's 84. I trust James, right? I'm gonna take that in trust and go with that referral. However, the same mindset or perception is given in client testimonials. Okay, so those 5-star reviews, whether it's a static post or video of a client that you got permission to use, would be powerful. Okay, so remember, as we talk through this, if you're running different ads or your different posts, it has to be a mixture of all of these. It's not just testimonial. It's a testimonial, and then it's a quick one-pager e-guide for this, and then an ebook for this, and then we're going to talk about escrow, that process, things you need to know before selling, and then maybe the next one is the 5 most common things that come up during an inspection that homeowners in Costa Mesa need to know. Right, it's that specific area. It continues to be local lending. That's a huge topic. Okay, interest rates, different programs, stuff like that. But it's a mixture of all of this information. Okay, think education. Our job is to educate consumers, and that's how we can build trust. That's how we build authority. And the point of digital farming or running these ads is so that you can build that trust and brand authority quickly, okay, by providing all this different value. Now let me check the chat box real quick. Martin said, what are some keywords? So keywords are going to be things like location. So Costa Mesa, San Diego, real estate, right? San Diego real estate. That would be a nice keyword series right there. And mentioning those over and over again. So, with social media, we have hashtags. Those were highly, highly favored in the old algorithm. Hashtags are not highly favored the way they were before. Keywords are better. That's why when I say, when you guys put something in a caption, whether it's an ad or a static post, just an organic post, right? Bulk up that caption. Bulk up that caption like it's a mini blog or a micro blog, okay? Because the more keywords that are in there, the more content that's in there, the better that the algorithms, the search engines will be able to rank you higher. So geographic location should be in keywords. Who your ideal audience is should be in keywords. New home buyers, new home construction, the type of properties that you sell, condos, single family homes, again, your ideal audience, buyers, sellers, investors, right? Those are all different types of keywords that you want to incorporate in any content that you guys are creating so that you can rank higher in there. Marta said, how many times to post per week? Good question. It's always different because we all have different commitment or dedication. And it really comes down to how many are you able to post each week? How many are you, that has good value in it, right? A substantial amount of content. I would say 3. Start with 3. If you can commit to 3, you will be more consistent than the one that does a post every single day for 3 weeks, gets burnt out, and then doesn't do it again for 2 months, right? Because they're like, oh, I just can't deal with that right now. And then it loses out of their head and it's not on their calendar to schedule and all that stuff. So you want to make sure that you choose a number that you can stay consistent with. And that's the goal. James said, how do I get testimonials to get 100 plus? You got to keep asking. And I would do it on Google. I would not ask for 100 in the first week on Google, 2 to 3, maybe 5. But I would keep it on the lower end because Google may flag those as spam. And yeah, Google reviews are the best. Google reviews, your Google business profile quite honestly, is your number one way to organically generate seller leads. Organically. Okay, not paid advertising, organically. So I would definitely focus all your review requests on your Google profile. Okay, and then second would probably be Zillow, because there's still a substantial, that Zillow has a lot of SEO power, and there's a lot of people that go to Zillow. Okay, but I would make Google business profile your number one place to get those testimonials. And think outside the box here. If there was an agent on the other side that you worked with, there's multiple people per transaction that you can get a review from. Okay, it is the agent on the other side. If it was a great transaction, ask the agent to leave you a review, and you will do the same for them. Okay, we started doing that a couple years ago, and it substantially boosted how many reviews we were getting, and agents were actually willing to do it, right? Lenders, if there was a lender involved, ask the lender for a review. Okay, of course, through all these, you want to make sure it was a good experience. So if it was somebody that did not like you, or for whatever reason, or it was just a bad transaction, whatever it may have been, right, be strategic. Don't send someone that's going to leave you a 1-star. Home warranty person, your home warranty rep, your escrow officer, right? There are multiple people per transaction that you can actually capitalize on your reviews, so you can boost those up quickly through there. Hopefully that helps. Pick your geography level. Okay, of course you want to look at inventory levels. Where's that geographic location that you want to actually work in? Is it the subdivision you live in, the area you live in, right? You want to be strategic with that. Is inventory levels good? Is it low? Desirability, how desirable is that area before you guys start digitally farming it, right? Is it a highly desirable area? Visibility, does it have a lot of visibility? Level of competition, you're going to go through there and see, does it already have an agent in there that's heavily farming in there? Maybe they're traditionally farming and not digitally farming, okay? But you need to be aware of all these different things, what you're up against. Property types. What type of properties do you want to focus on? Single family, condos, townhomes, high rises, different communities, right? You want to make sure that you go through these and make that decision. Personal connections. Do you already have a lot of friends or personal connections in a certain area that will be able to help kind of boost you? Okay. When you start digitally farming, and then they're going to be talking to their friends or different neighbors and stuff like that as well. Okay, but you got to pick a geographic location or a farm that ultimately you're going to like selling to and talking to those people. Okay, and of course price point, right? What price point do you want to ideally be at? That goes in hand to hand with your goals each year. If your price point's too low and your goals are high, how do you get there quicker? Well, just raise your price point of the area that you want to work in. Right? That'll help you get there quicker. We talked a little bit about perception, right? Perception is reality. So you must be consistently active in the digital world to see results. Don't just check a box. Don't just check a box. That's why when I'm telling you guys, be a little bit more creative and add more content in that caption. Again, whether it's an ad you're running or an organic post that you're just putting on Instagram. If it's a testimonial, it's not just copying and pasting testimonial in the caption as well. Tell a story. What was so great about that transaction? Why did they leave you a 5-star review and tell you that you were amazing at what you did? Expand on the conversation. Expand on the conversation. Give more context within that caption. Don't just wake up in the morning and say, oh, I'm going to throw this quick guide together and just, throw it on social media or whatever, right? Give more context in there. Be more strategic with that, because that will help you, one, rank higher in the algorithms, but two, give more value and information to the one that's going to be reading. Okay. Your digital story through branding. This goes hand in hand with your whole digital farming and just your business in general. But digital story through branding, your overall brand message, right? A few weeks ago, we talked about Nike. What's Nike? Nike doesn't just post shoes to sell, right? They have moving stories. It's rare that you see them, oh, here's the new shoe or whatever it is, right? They're more telling stories about challenges and overcoming them. Media and graphics. Do you have your latest headshot? Is your color scheme consistent? Your logo is consistent? Or is every post you're doing a whole different color and you're losing your ideal audience because they're not connecting the dots that this is you over and over again. So as you guys are creating your content for your digital farming, you want to make sure that your brand colors are consistent, your logos are consistent, your graphics are consistent, your headshots consistent. Because then as soon as they scroll and they see your ad or your ebook or your post, they're like, oh yeah, that's James. Oh yeah, that's Russell or Edward, right? You can go through and see that. Create a branding kit. I highly recommend this. We're approaching the end of the year. Like you got to go onto your computer and create a little folder that says Justin Taylor's brand kit. You put your headshots in there, color codes, media graphics, logos, all that good stuff you throw in there so that you can more quickly grab that information and be more consistent. And of course, everything we're talking about today is content marketing, just like last week's training, right? Content marketing is key. You're providing more value. It's just you're doing it through digital farming. You're doing it through running these different Facebook ads, Instagram ads, right? Because you're getting that information in front of your ideal audience. And of course, with everything in life, consistency is key. Got to be consistent. And don't forget, all these different, the internet is one large search engine, okay? It's the whole point why Google was even created. It's a search engine. Social media platforms are now a search engine. Go to YouTube and type in homes for sale in San Diego. It comes up homes for sale in, and see what the top ones are, or what to do when selling, or how to sell your home in X market, right? Start to research those different things, but change your mindset that all these different social media platforms, one, are free, right? They're free. We're not having to pay for a store. These stores are free. Running ads cost money. They're fairly inexpensive, but all these platforms are free. The more platforms you may be on and you're consistently posting content, the greater chance that your digital ecosystem of your ideal audience is going to expand and grow as well. And don't forget, right? We talked about keywords. Okay, they're the new hashtags. Bulk up the content you guys are producing. Leverage ChatGPT for that. There's videos on EOG University for you to take advantage of those. But leverage technology to help you create more content, right? Because we know writing a blog takes time. We know that writing an ebook takes time. Have ChatGPT create an ebook for you, a 2-pager, a 1-pager on reasons or what you need to know before selling in Laguna or Costa Mesa. Copy that content, put it on a Word doc, send it to a Fiverr designer, literally on Fiverr, type in ebook, e-guide for $15, have someone make it pretty, right? You're giving the content, you're making it pretty. And then now you have a single page PDF or a magnet, right? A lead magnet that you're running an ad with valuable information. They want to read it because it's personal to them, because you're targeting that specific area. They're downloading it and you get their information. Okay, so there's a lot of different ways that you can actually do that info. All right, and we talked a lot about these meta ads. So when done correctly with intent and strategy, Facebook meta ads can be a great way to generate more listing leads in your local market. You should focus on results and value in your ad copy, that caption. Focus on results and value. Again, don't be afraid to make it lengthy.
There, and we want the queen bit.
I'm gonna mute, someone unmuted. There we go. Always have a call to action. Okay, it doesn't have to be find your home value today, get your home value today. Okay, that can be super salesy. It could be simply as download this guide so that you have everything you need to know when you're ready to sell. Okay, make it as local as possible. Always local as possible. If you can put in the zip code in the e-guide or the copy or the blog post or the city or the subdivision, right? Make it as local as possible. It's not a catch-all, right? We want to work with our ideal audience. And of course, video is always best. If you're not comfortable with video yet, continue to practice. Make it your goal. Continue to practice from now until the end of the year. Just take videos for yourself so that you can get used to actually creating that content. All right, and follow-up is super important. When prospects get into your database, make sure you have content sent to them consistently. It doesn't just stop Just like when someone gets your postcard and they scan the QR code to get their home value or something, what are we doing after that? After they pull the trigger and take that call to action? We're going to call them. We're going to email them. We're going to drop something off to their home, right? The same thing with digital farming. Once somebody downloads our e-guide or does a call to action or takes them to a landing page, whatever it may be, and we get their contact information, what is your follow-up plan? We can generate as many leads as we want. It's virtually unlimited, truly. But what does that follow-up look like? Right? So then now they're in our database and we're emailing once a week or every 2 weeks, but it's not buy and sell with me. It's to all the content that we've been talking about today. An e-guide, color palettes for 2024, interior design trends, right? Think beyond just the sales approach. Build that trust, build that value, and then you go in with the hook and you will get more people to come to you directly. And that conversation will be a lot easier. When we started to do the digital farming and running a lot of Facebook ads and providing all the content that we've been talking about today, when we make that phone call or we reach out to them, the conversation's so much easier. It's like, oh yeah, you've been sending me these guides or you've been sending me this information. It's been super valuable. We love it. We've been saving it. We've been sharing it with our friends. These are all real examples of information, feedback we've gotten. Okay, so it's value first. Got to be value first. Okay, and ignoring online marketing is like starting a business and not telling anyone. Okay, we would never do that, right? So don't forget that online presence is super important. But with digital farming, you're targeting a specific group or specific area, and you're on their phone consistently. They're scrolling, they see your face. They're scrolling, right? We can post organically, and those that follow us will see it, or if the algorithm pushes it out. But the goal is when you start target marketing and running these meta ads and you're forcing the information in front of them consistently over and over, you're building that brand awareness and authority. And over time, not a whole lot of time either, over time, you will generate a lot more leads and in your specific market, Any questions today, guys? A lot of information. Hopefully something resonated with you. You wrote it down. You're taking that one piece, right? We go through these trainings all the time. We're constantly listening to podcasts, reading books, taking a lot of information. We got to just pull one piece out of it, implement it, research it, add it into our business. And that's where we start to see action taken. That's where we start to see our business grow. Again, I highly, highly recommend you go into that chat. Let me pull that up again. If you haven't clicked on that link for the meta ads, that is a step-by-step walkthrough on how to run those. Okay. Somebody had asked is EOG able to assist agents with creating a relocation guide for their market? Raymond, I am not entirely sure about that. Reach out to your EOG sales executive and they will be able to answer that for you. If not, you guys, Etsy is a great place to go also and get that information. Etsy and Fiverr, okay? When I started leveraging these, it's like I hired internal team, okay? So you can go through and I'll just show you this real quick, Etsy.com. And you can get buyer guides, seller guides. I can even type in relocation guide and you may get a template of some sort, obviously like a locals guide. Again, it does not have to be super, does not have to be several pages. Does not have to be several pages, right? Local community guide for agents and realtors. $13, $16, right? And you just go in and fill out the information. And now you have this PDF that you can always update for, once you create it for one area, now you're going to farm another area. You can just go in and create it for, duplicate it basically. But this has a ton of stuff that you guys, real estate ebook. I haven't even typed this in before, but let's see what comes up, right? Different seller guides, all that stuff. Maybe there's a one-pager about open houses for sellers, benefits of open houses or drawbacks of open houses, whatever it is, right? Making it kind of catchy. Russell, not on this one. No, I believe Kimberly, do you guys do a OneSuite training or CRM as well?
So we do an intro. It depends on, I think, where you are, but I do an intro into the OneSuite, but I also bring in our ROG trainer, and she does like a 1 hour more detailed on the CRM. So if it's one, I'm not sure who was asking for it, but Russell, okay, Russell, yeah, we've had Sarah in there. I'm planning with Charlene to get her scheduled, hopefully for the first part of December, to come in and do. I just had her in Huntington, so yes, we're working on getting her scheduled.
Cool.
She does a little bit more in depth in the CRM, which I fully support utilizing a CRM.
For sure. And OneSuite's great. It's a good platform. I love it.
Yeah, it really is.
Raymond said he uses I love this, Raymond. He uses specific URLs for that local market, like irvinecondos.com or lagunabeachrentals.com. Highly recommend that too. So if you're doing your digital farming and if in there you're saying you want more information, San Diego high rises or whatever it is, like subdivision, that's always a great thing as well. Again, to make it super local, right? Got to make it super local. Awesome, guys. Any other questions? Again, I'd recommend Etsy.com. A lot of stuff in there, real estate that you can actually take advantage of. And then Fiverr.com, Fiverr. If I just typed in ebook or something, be able to see, one pagers that you'll be able to do and all the different pricing in there to create that for you. So if you can provide content, they'll make it pretty.
Sorry to interrupt, but I was thinking, Raymond, when you were asking about the relocation guide, you might want to start. We don't actually have content for a relocation guide, right? Because we're not marketing to that. But I guarantee your broker would, and then maybe even utilize AI to kind of personalize it to a local area. I'm sure we could work through something like that. I'm not sure who your rep is. I think you're HomeSmart, so that might be Michael. But there's a couple of different ways. I would definitely start with your broker because they may have a basic foundation for you to utilize and then move on from there with personalizing it to a specific area.
Cool deal. Awesome, guys. And I will, the training schedule for November, rest of November and December will be out later today. Things that are coming up, we're going to talk about CMAs, right? Those end of the year action items that you can do, online presence, AI and social media, and some other stuff that we're going to be talking about. So I'll get that out to the team and the website will be updated later today. Otherwise, this recording will be up on our YouTube channel tomorrow. And don't forget, you can always go there and search for other content as well. Cool deal. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully we see you in escrow very, very soon. Don't forget, Escrow Options Group is your best option. So reach out to your sales executive so that they can help you and your clients get celebrity treatment.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We so appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. Have an amazing week, and we will see you in the next training.
Thank you, Justin.
Take care.